We're going to look at a bit of architecture drawing, and I've created a architecture template or a house template to do that on. What I've already done is just draw construction lines. This is just 10 by 6 meters, and just something interesting that I'll always think is cool. Yeah.
Just be careful when you select the standard templates in TurboCAD. Most of them are in
inches. Yeah, Emil, he needs to come for a training to know that.
Yeah, you have to come for a training to know that. That's a problem that you have. So you must be careful for that.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking. When you
we will teach you how to do it in many meters.
Yeah, just to tell you what Emil was talking about now, when you open that trial and you want to start just playing around, go to new or file new, right? And then go to new from template. And there you'll find a template called normal metric. That's the most common one we use, because then you're not working in inches, it's already set up in metric units. Okay. These two are templates that I've created myself. Right. Right, so now I'm going to draw the house, or draw a house. And if you look up there I've got a architecture toolbox. Can you all see the tools? Must I make them a bit bigger? See if that makes a difference. That might help.
You should have said long time ago. Yeah. But all hands on deck then.
Even there is a little bit bigger. Does that look better as well? See if I put it there. Okay. Right. So just let me run through this quickly. So you've got a bunch of tools here. You've got a wall, different wall modified tools. You've got roof, different types of roof, different slabs. Got a few tools in there. What's nice is the roof slab tools. I think it was introduced in 2016, in TurboCAD 2016. You can now draw any polyline, so any 2D line, and then tell it to be a roof. Right, and then you've got other properties, for instance, to be able to pull your wall up to that roof, which you weren't able to do in the past. So it's a very handy tool there. You've got doors and windows, you've got different stairs, you've got railings for your stairs, terrain tools, so there's quite a lot. Okay, you've got slab tools, you've got schedule tools. I'm going to just keep it quite simple. I'm just going to draw a little 10 by 6 house with doors, windows and a roof on it. Okay. So I'm going to start off with just doing a wall. So there's my wall tool. It's on the walls layer that I've already created. So another thing which is nice, because I'm using the template that I've already created, I'll switch design director off. Just 1 second. There we go. I've got these layers already set up. Walls, doors, windows and roof. Okay. To change properties on your wall. Remember, we're doing 3D now. Okay.
Starting with the wall, not the foundation.
Sorry?
Well, foundation, yes. But remember, what we do is whenever the wall, we don't draw the foundation where you dig it out underneath. Okay? That's just going to add in itself.
Yeah, you can put in a foundation if you want to.
Put a foundation in place.
Right, so I'm going to go to wall over there, and there I've got a thickness, so I'm going to go for a 220 wall, and a height, I'm going to go for a 2650, right, and then here you've got the reference to the wall. Do my wall need to be on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side, or the center of what I'm drawing now? So I'm just going to keep it on center. Right, there we go, there's my wall, and I'm going to use the snaps for intersection, and I'm just going to put the walls there. That's right. There. Now look at how nice this is. When I go and snap to that last point, it automatically connects to the first point. Look at that. Right. Okay. Alright, now I want to put inside walls. So I'm going to go back to my wall tool, and I'm going to change the thickness to 110 for my inner walls. Right, and I'm going to just keep it simple. I'm just going to go from that midpoint. So I'm going to go midpoint to midpoint, and there also midpoint to midpoint. Now you could obviously draw construction lines to have it exactly spaced as you need it to be. Okay.
That's floor plan stuff.
Yeah, but look at that, it automatically joins them. Look at that there as well. Right, so there's your perfect plan for that little part. Now look what's nice. This is now looks like a 2D drawing. So we've got a 2D view, you've got your plan. If I go put this on an isometric view, this is what you've actually got. Right. Just render it. Okay, that doesn't look too nice. Okay, from there you can see this might look a bit better. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to go back to the plan view. And next up we would like to put in some doors. Right, I'm going to go to my door tool, and I'm just going to put it on the doors layer as well. And with doors, once you click on it, it automatically wants to start to enter a door. Look at that. But this is a very specific style of door. I want to go and change the style first. So for that, I'm going to use the Style Manager palette. And there we go to Door Styles. And I'm going to go Standard. And I'm going to go and say Create New Style. So I want to create my own style. And I'm going to call it a single door. I'm going to go to that single door. At this point, the properties, as you can see there, of the single door is exactly the same as the double door that we used to have. But I can go there and change this to, see there's a whole list. You can have sliding doors, a whole bunch of different doors that you can use. Sorry, am I in your way there?
The first one's not D, double done, it's double D.
Oh, okay. I've been calling it double dung my whole life. Right, so I've just changed it to a single door. Then you can also change the frame width, the frame depth, the stop width, the door thickness. You can change all of that for this style. Right, here's a little handy little thing you can tick that says auto adjust the width of wall. If you've got that, then it will make sure that your frame fits into any width of wall. Alright, you can go and design your door materials beforehand as well. I can tell, let's say, the panel to be a certain material. Okay, right, I'm not going to go too much into the materials. I have finished a whole house that's with all the materials that I'll render. I'll show you guys later on. Okay, right, and then I'm just going to accept that. I'm going to go to my door, and here you can have a list of all the styles. Right, sorry, in front of you guys there. So if you've got a double door, a sliding door, a single door, you can have the whole list here, and you can choose whichever one you want to use. So I'm going to go on a single door, and then even on the same style, they can be different sizes. So here you can put a width of your door, alright, and you can put a height for your door, right? You can give it a threshold. There's quite a few things you can do here as well. You can make it, let it be open or let it be closed, however. And I'm just going to click on OK, and there's my door, right? And again, you can put the offsets. Look at that. You can put the offset wherever you want to. You can draw a construction line to put it wherever you want to. I'm going to keep it very simple and just put it there. But I want this door to open into the room, so I'm just going to go change it to open to the inside. And this door I want it to open next to the wall, or against the wall, so I'm just going to change it to open against the wall. And let me put one there as well, so that we can get out of the house. Alright, so there we go. There we've got, do this rendering here, all those doors set in. Next up, I'm going to put a few windows, right? So I'm going to go to the window tool, just put it on the windows layer, and again in the style manager, I've got window styles. You can again go and create your own style if you want to. I'm just going to update the standard style that's there at the moment, and you can change the frame width, frame depth, stop width. You can change all of that, same as with the doors. And you can change different designs. Let me just tick that little auto width to width of wall. You can change choose a whole bunch of different type of windows here as well. Okay.
That is not available in Deluxe.
Now in the deluxe version, you only have a single. I think you've got two type of windows, two type of doors. Right, here you can also change the material of any part of the window, of the glass, of the frame, anything. Right. Okay, I'm just going to accept that, and I'm going to go back there, right click on that, and on window main, here I can change the width of my window. Let's say I'm going to make this 900, change the height. I can choose that to be inside the frame or outside of the frame. Right. You can choose your vertical alignment. I'm going to make it head of object, and I'm going to make the head height the same as my door's height, so that your windows and your doors will always be on the same level at the top. Right, and I'm just going to click on OK with that, and I'm going to put, let's say, one window in here, and I'm going to put, say, 2 here, and now I want to put bigger windows as well. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to change this to, let's make it 2 meters. Click on OK, and I'm going to put one in there, and let's put one there. Right, so that is what we've got so far. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to put a roof on top of this house. So I'm going to go, there's a few different roof tools. There you've got add roof by walls, where you can go and just choose the different walls. And when you finish, it will automatically add the roof. I forgot to put the roof on the correct layer, so I'm just going to quickly do this. And there we go. And let me just render it like this. Right, and you have your complete plan the whole time. Any questions?
Can that type of drawing be accepted as a draftsman's drawing or how?
As a draft, are you talking about the standards?
Architectural.
If there's anything that, see, different, for instance in America they've got different standards to an architectural drawing than we'll have here. But if there's anything that needs to be changed, you can make a drafting view of this and then just make the small change on that.
Could you put in dimension, any dimension there? I wanted to check it.
Sorry, say again?
Dimension
Of?
the human quarter of longer wall.
Side maybe what the longer wall. Put in the dimension and change it.
Okay, you want to put in a dimension and then change it. Alright, but do you want to, let's say, physically move this wall and then the rest of it to go with it? Is that what you're referring to?
So can you actually edit that house?
There. See there? I just pulled it and it pulled the whole thing with. And
Well, that's what we do.
yeah, you're not going to type it in. It's going to. You can physically change
So
it.
you see, with construction lines, then force it to the next construction line?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Like this. Let's say we want to do there. Just get rid of the roof. The roof doesn't update with the walls. And you are going to have a specific point if you're going to do it like that. For instance, the midpoint there. Right, and now I can take this and just go put that on this midpoint. Sorry, on that intersection. And now it didn't go with. Why was that? Excuse? Sure.
Oh.
Okay. The reason for that now is, sorry, I just realized that because that point is on the floor and the yellow dot is in the middle, so I moved it. So you're gonna have to have a point on the same level. Okay.
So if you want to put like for instance, the length from the door to the wall, how much?
We'll put a dimension in there.
Yes, but in writing,
Yes.
so that when the person
Okay.
is doing the
So yes. Now how we do that is you can put dimensions in here, but remember we're working on a scale 1 to 1. So how big must your text be to, let's say we want that distance?
like from the floor, what height?
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's what we deal with when we're doing our installations.
Okay. Alright.
There's a certain height that switches in.
I'll do a few views for you now, then I'll show you. Okay, but look at this. Now I put a dimension in there, but it's very small because we're working with a house. So it's a text which can be 3 millimeters big, is going to be very small on here. But what you can do is, I can for instance create a view of this. Let's do it over there. That's not over there. Let's do it over here. I can create a view of that, and I can call this my plan view. Right. Now I can also create a view of not that, let's say over here, and there we go, and I'm going to call this a front view. Now I can go over to my paper space. Remember, this is scale 1 to 1. You're working with a thing of an infinite size, right?
Your paper size A4.
Yeah, but here now,
A4 size.
now I'm working with a certain paper size, and now it's going to need to be scaled. Right, so I'm going to go view, viewports, right? And let's say we want to put one of the views up there, and let's say we put the front in there, and I'm going to put another one down here, and put the plan down here. Right, now this front, you can also go and just change the rendering on it, so it doesn't give you all the detail, because what we saw now was the windows at the back as well. So now we only see the windows in the front. Okay, and for instance, where we see these construction lines, you can very simply just go into the viewport's properties and go and switch off the visibility of all construction lines. Right, and then you need to dimension it, right? So now I can simply go, let's say I want to dimension this part here, there we go. And we can update the dimensions as well to take the millimeters off, take the 0.00 off, all of that. And you can save that as part of your templates. You don't have to do it every time. Alright, so what else do you want to check? Let's say here,
From the base to the bottom of the window.
for instance here,
Yeah.
to vertex. Right, so it does look good now because we didn't do a setup for the dimensions, but you can set them up however you want them to be. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, yes.
So in terms of materials, I know usually we do the house and example, but what are there limitations in terms of an engine for the materials?
So TurboCAD does come with, it's called a Lightworks rendering. That's the same rendering engine most big rendering programs use. It's got a big library, right? But apart from that, you can take a digital picture of anything and then pull that image into your TurboCAD and create your own material from that image. Okay.
And then save it.
And save it as part of your materials library. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Right. Now, one thing when we talk about materials that you need to remember, in TurboCAD, the materials is actually just an overlay of colors. That's all it is. If you may tell something to be metal, it doesn't actually have metal properties. Okay. That's one thing just to keep in mind. Yeah. Yes.
So you can also design a roof with steps.
A roof?
A roof with steps.
A roof with steps. Yeah, you can. It's going to take a bit long to do it now. But remember what I said about the roof slab.
Yes.
You can draw any polyline, however you want to, and turn it into a roof. So you can design anything.
So you got a flat roof, you have that flat slab, you tilt it.
No.
And then you can extend that to how far you want that, so it overlaps your wall, and the same down the side. If you don't
Okay.
want one of these
Does
fancy white walls like they put on the side.
that answer your question? Okay. Right. I want to quickly show you how we can put a something like a gable roof on here. Alright. Let me just put a roof back. A different way of putting a roof is you can put your work plane on top of there, and you can do a roof by connecting all the corners as well, like that. And I'm going to show you now why that is interesting after I show you the gable roof. Right, so but now it's got a normal, I don't know what you call it, just roof to all four corners. Right, but I can give the roof a slope, or change the slope on any side. For instance there, and I'm going to do it there as well. Right, so see what we've got now.
Is that the default at 45?
Yeah, you can change that whenever you in your properties, but that was the default, yes. Right, and then we've got this nice little tool here where you can take any roof, or any wall, and lift it up to the roof. I can take the inside walls as well if I wanted to. Right, let me switch off the visibility of the roof quickly. Let's do this one here. Right, so now you can see how it pulled it up.
Almost like that.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Almost look like a big dash.
You want flat ceiling lines around to take that inside one out.
Yeah.
Alright, any questions there? I'm quickly going
This
to...
is the nicest toy you can think about. You want to go and play with drawing models.
Right, I'm going to just put some more construction in here quickly. I'm going to do something very simple, and let's make that 10 meters. And see how nice that is. I typed in 10M even though my space is in millimeters, and it will pick it up as 10 meters. Right. Now if I take my wall tool, and let's just go back to the thicker walls, 220, here we go. I can now connect any points, for instance there, okay, and do let's say a funny, and I can just close it. Come on. Okay. Right, now if I put on my roof, look at how this works. That's why I showed you this other roof tool. Let's just go there. Right. I can connect the points exactly as I just did when creating the wall. Just take the outside points. If you take the inner points, your roof will go through your walls. Okay, see what it does. And finish. Look at that. You can even, just take that off, even take a normal 2D polyline. Let's start there. I'm just going to do something funny. So do that, or rather, come on, that, and I'm just going to go up there and do something like this, arc segment, there, and line segment to there, something like this. Right, and finish. So what we've got here is a normal 2D polyline. Ugh, that I did on in the air by accident. Let me just do this and just see where my work plane currently is. Okay, I would rather, let's quickly just see if I take all of this, if I can place on work plane. There we go. So now I've put everything back on the ground. Nothing's flying anymore. Look at this nice tool. So this one here, convert to wall. I can take the normal polyline and convert it to a wall.
And you can put a roof on that as well.
Yeah, I can use this add roof. Let's do this. I'm just going to do this wall width. Let's see how it does that. And there we go. Yeah, so what I want you guys to see is just how simple it is, what powerful end results you can have in a few minutes, how easy the program makes it.
Overhang of the roof,
Yes.
You can, let me just, I can't remember how it will react with the circle or the round part in it, but it shouldn't be an issue. So there you can do your rise and your run, you can do the slope, and you can change the overhang. So let's make it 500 for instance.
Duck all the time.
No, that's not going to work too much. Sorry?
You put 500, you're going to duck.
Yeah. Right, any more questions on the architecture side? Everyone happy?
So at this point, the software doesn't know the materials of whether the walls are made of wood or...
No. So you can assign the materials, but again, the materials is just what it looks like. Right. So I have, just to save some time, I last night drawn a house with materials to show you guys. Let me just find it.
What you're trying to do is build the materials.
You create the bill of materials.
Yeah, so on TurboCAD you can create a bill of materials and you can pull a report, you can export your report into Excel. Yeah. You just need to assign everything. So it's a big job to start off with, and then from there you can pull your reports.
Rivets, TurboCAD does it for you, but then you just paying about 45,000 rand for it.
But yeah.
So you make choice. This is 21, the other one's great.
Just get out of the way. So there's pretty much the same house we've just drawn, just with a bit of rendering on it. Roof tiles and bricks and all things. And you can even see
Obviously you can go and draw your foundation. You can draw it on the workbench just below it to go negative. So you will be able to see that as well. Okay. Turn the guide. Stand's going to be 600 by 300 by whatever.
You can also do the ceiling levels.
Yeah, so with the ceiling, you can either just draw a normal 3D box, or there's actually slab tools, where you can tell a slab it must be different parts. You can give each part a different material, a different height. So you've got your ceiling, but you also have the floor, tiles and everything for a top, for a room or whatever above you.
You can also put your brand room in. That takes time, but it can be done, yes.
When you do the inward levels, can you just pick up the variance in the angles and then plot it in?
Or on the inside of the house.
No, your outside parameter,
Yeah.
you have a house which is on a slope like this. They have different inward levels. Does it slope it automatically, or do you pick it to put it in?
Not sure. I've never drawn a house on this lab. Do you have an answer?
It's like that tool that you can draw an area, that angle, where it takes a flat block and makes a level surface. And you draw on top of that.
Yeah, so you've got a tool where you can make it a level surface, but if it's not a level surface, if you draw it.
So you plot your levels on the grid, and then you put your dimensions for your foundation materials according to that to determine your build.
Okay, yeah, I hear you. So what you can do in TurboCAD is on a slope, on a terrain, if you've got a terrain, you can draw a 2D profile of wherever it should be flattened, and you can use that 2D profile and then just draw on top of that. It will automatically take out all the material that's above that.
Okay, you pick
Start like
up all the variances on the level.
You will have to draw them and you physically change your Z level on each one. Okay, I think I can start.
Ja, some of that.
No, I think this will be work after.
Nou, kom kijken, dan figure out the Alright, any questions further on architecture?
So now you've got a house, and maybe you have relation to the last question, and then you want to plot it on the site. Maybe see how it's going to look like on the site. If there's trees around to the side.
Yeah, you've got a terrain tool. I haven't worked with the terrain tool in quite a while, so please just excuse me if I don't remember everything on it. But there we go. You can either put in a terrain tool, draw it yourself, or you can import the terrain if you already have it in a different program. Let me just look at the import terrain quickly. It should probably tell us what. Yeah, so the terrain tool is just going to be a text file with different coordinates on it if you import it. Okay, but so here we've got a terrain. Let's say we want to put a terrain around it, something like that, and finish. Right. I just have to fix it. Now it's just flat, and you can terrain modifier. Just a quick look. That's not this tool. Somewhere you can add more points into it as well. Maybe I need to select it.
The inward levels, when you do it with your level, on your land surveying, that you put in the levels to get to a 0 at a higher level.
Yeah.
And you work with plus up and negative minus down. That's how I always do it.
So here you can draw a profile on that and get it on the correct level.
You get first the profile of the ground with your land surveying, and you get your 0 level, and from there on you pick it up, and it should pick it up if you're at this point, what is the height to that point of the ground.
Yeah, so you can measure it.
Yeah.
Definitely. You can put this whole thing on a side view, and then you can measure anything on it.
Because you can take sections, say every half meter or every meter where you want it.
Yeah, definitely.
It will give you the profile of the.
Yeah, and remember everything is scale 1 to 1, so you can measure that profile anyway.
It's the same as we do, say, roads or railway lines. You first take the level, and then you work on a 0 level, and you look at your cut and fill.
Yeah. Yeah, so now you can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Add node, I think this is probably gonna.
and we can move
something
nodes.
like that. Alright, so you can add a bunch of different nodes, and then you can select, let's say, these two, and I can change delta, should be this one. And then you can change the height of those nodes. It's just going to put it straight up, but if you need a lot of them, and then you gradually change them to get to a certain
Then
terrain.
you put a flat view on it, and then you can measure it.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I just can't even think what height we should go here.
Ja, dat is cultuur van de grond. En dan gaat ze keer zero op te zetten. Ik wil van hier tot hier wel even weg. En hierdie is minus en daar is positief.
So, krijg je dan een view van de eerste view van de.
Ja, je kan enige plek kijken. Dan weet je hoeveel is jou ontwassie. Ik wil het baie van een taal moest doen.
Okay, so now now it's picked up the whole thing. You need to put more nodes to keep some of them down as well. And you can assign materials, for instance grass, to this as well. So there we go to material, and probably in here somewhere grass, and do that one there.
Just make sure you use that. You got a good machine with lots of RAM, lots of CPU down.
You can change the so now
Eerst vat jy net jou dumpie. En dan vat jy jou koördinate, jou X en jou Y koördinate, en jy meet dit op die hele terrein. Dan weet jy op hierdie koördinate is die hoogte, dan sit jy net daai punte op na 0.
Yes.
Dan moet jy hê dit.
So dit gaan jy presies met hierdie terrein tool kan bou.
Dan sit jy dit daarin, jy sien dit.
Ja, TurboCAD sit dit in.
At some stage, import a Google Maps thing that.
There's a plugin that works with TurboCAD, a Google Maps plugin, where you can import any terrain, either as a map, normal map, or as a 3D terrain with the map overlaid on it.
They also got a Google import.
Then there's horizontal one as well.
Yeah, typographical Google import. And then it gives you.
Yeah, so that you can do in TurboCAD as well, but it's a separate plugin.
Yeah.
But it's a cheap thing, it's like I think 500 or 600 rand. or
Oh,
something.
but it's better just to get your dumpy. Your laser dumpy or the normal dumpy, just like that.
Because all the things are up to date Google is
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So the properties of this terrain, the properties of this terrain, you can change the smooth quality, the ISO step. That's why it's taking so long, is because I've got making it on every millimeter. Let's say we'll make it on every
Every 500 millimeters.
500. Okay, right.
Even a
And
meter.
you can make smooth, make it more or less smooth. You can see your ISO lines. I'll show you now when we put it on the plan view. Foundation pit slope. Sure, but that is
If
actually
you get a straight drop in 1 meter, don't build it.
Right, so there we go. Let me just quickly see if I remember correctly.
That's
And there it gives you all your contours.
There you
Yeah.
got all your Now you plot your level, you take that, whatever that level is, and you take from your 0, and you take that as it drops from your highest point down, and you know exactly where you are.
Alright. And let me just render this quickly. This is now very dark. Let me just try a different view.
It's more like he likes.
Where's my house? Underneath. My wife's house actually underneath.
That
Okay, you get
will
the idea.
probably give you your levels, because you will have a 0 level.
Yeah, so
You need to get a
you
0
can put a
line.
on a left view or whatever, and you can get a section through that and all.
You need to get a 0 line. And normally it is at your highest point unless you want to excavate.
Okay. Alright, so does that answer your question as well? Okay. And you've got symbols as well. You were asking about trees and stuff as well. So in your symbols, 3D, wondering where should we add?
And it also helps you to build a house or something like that on 5 or 6 levels. without a lot of excavation and retaining walls and all that.
Anyway,
Somewhere.
Symbol there, the symbol's in the library. You can always import it.
Yeah, but somewhere there is landscape symbols. I just can't see them now. But somewhere in here you do have landscape symbols as well. You can put in a tree. You can download. There's a lot of symbols for free on the internet. You can download because TurboCAD can use most files. Almost everything you'll find on the internet you'll be able to use in TurboCAD.
So even your DSFs from the water.
Yeah.
As jy net nou gevra vir die materiaal, jy kan mos vir jou daai teksboks kan jy ook mos in jou library insit. En daar sit jy in, as jy 'n klomp eiendomme het, wat altyd dieselfde, dan sit jy bakstene in dit en dit
Ja,
en dit
jy kan.
en dit. En dan elke keer as jy hom het, dan haal jy hom en sit hom net in die teken.
Ja, in jou library en dan trek jy hom net in.
En ek dink dit is wat hy gevra het, dat jy skep 'n profiel van wat al hierdie beskrywings, so dat jy net die boksies uit en dan sit jy dit dan.
Ja, dan kan jy net eendag daai boksie maar net intrek. Ja, we kan so doen.
From the Corrector library and just put it out and show, oh, this is bricks, this is plaster, this is paint, paints and plaster and bricks in the bottom.
Yeah.
And you have the roofs to make it sink as well. It's just corrugated iron or tiles. I think the corrugated ones are the door itself. And then when you come for courses, so you have to extrude around some.
One more thing I want to ask is, while you're busy with housing and everything, once you've drawn say a floor plan of a house, but in Imperial, that's the existing drawing, can you then convert it to metric?
Yeah. Yeah. And sorry, you've drawn it, and you're going to have to physically scale it. You're going to have to scale it.
Is that?
Yeah. You're going to have to scale the whole thing. Yeah, but you can, if
So
you...
an existing house plan, that's what in Imperial, instead of calculating any size, when you draw a point in Imperial size and then convert it to
But what you can do is you can select the whole drawing, and then here where it says scale X, Y, and Z, just put your scale factor in there, and scale the whole drawing in one go. Yeah, should work.
Makes sense, yeah.